Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the Grow Tent, everybody. You have found the best growing channel on YouTube, man. The place where we simplify the approach for you so everyone can learn how to grow. We make it so simple, even I can understand. So I'm going to listen and learn right now.
Woo! What up, everybody? Welcome to part zero. I guess this would be it would be part zero, because today we're going to be putting together our STS spray for our upcoming atomic smash cake drop. And this is the product we're going to use for the feminizing process. I don't think I'm going to share it with anybody until we know that it works, since we're doing this as a step-by-step, week-by-week. I don't really want to share something if it didn't work at all. So, but this video, you'll get to see it. So the product we're going to be using is STS spray, or silver thiacylate spray. This is a reversing agent, and it's a reversing agent for the plant, so you can spray this on your female plants and get them to produce male, quote-unquote, sites. But since we're going to have male sites on a female plants only have XX chromosome. And if you have a plant that has only XX chromosomes, then the pollen you get will only be XX, which means we can only get female plants when we put that pollen on a female plant that is, once again, XX chromosome. So we're going to be using Cannabiology spray. The first thing we have to do is we have to make this together, because it comes in different parts. So I already put the lid and the little line in here. Let's take that off. You can see it comes with a line. It's very long, and I just got some of that on my hand. That's nice. But you can see it's just a little bit that comes. I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but there's just a little touch of it at the bottom, and that's the actual STS spray. And the rest is going to be water that we're going to add, and Dawn soap. Not too much of this, just a little bit of it, which is also going to be something we have to talk about, because we can't shake it since it's going to have Dawn soap in it, because they get all bubbly. So we just swirl it around. So once again, this is Cannabiology STS spray. The spray is, can you guys see it? You guys can see it in there. See it like just moving around there in the bottom? That's the STS spray. So we're going to fill this up. I wish I had like a little funnel, but I don't. So I'm going to just carefully pour this in here. And fill it up to about where the bottle starts to turn right there. I think that's plenty. All right, now we're going to add the Dawn soap. It says we just need a couple of drops for it, so we'll be very careful with this. 1, 2, 3. I think that should be plenty. Now we need to mix this all together. This hose is way too long for this bottle. So we're going to push this down here into the bottom. I'm going to screw that back on. All right, that's back on. And so now that it's in there, we need to mix it. So once again, since this has Dawn soap in it, we don't want to shake it, because it'll get all bubbly in here. So we just swirl it like this. This is all going by what their instructions say. It comes with instructions. So it says just to swirl it like such, and it says to do this before you use it every time. Just pick up whenever you're going to go down there and spray. You're just going to swirl this around before you use it to mix it all up. And I got my table wet. So this is what we're going to be using for this reversing process. Now we've done it a few ways before. We've done it with the combination of colloidal silver and STS spray. We've done it with just colloidal silver, and now we're going to be doing it with just the Cannabiology STS spray. So this is the first time we've ever done it with just the STS spray. Usually I just use just colloidal silver, or I use the combination of both of them together. So come back in, I don't know, it'll probably be 7 or 8 weeks from now. We'll do the follow-up part 2, where I tell you how it worked. All right. So we'll be back. It'll be nothing for you guys, but for me, it's going to be like, I don't know, like 2 months or so, maybe 2.5 months we're going to be. So we'll see. It depends on how long it takes to come in. So I'll see you guys soon. Kind of cool stuff. Guys, you're looking for any kind of new light, new tint, new whatever, check out Mars Hydro. This is actually the second way the channel makes money. It's not as much as the Patreon, but it's still a nice little bump. If you use the code WTTGT whenever you check out, we will get a nice kickback, and you will get a nice discount at checkout for any kind of new lights, new tints, new fans, etc. Mars Hydro pretty much makes anything you could want for your tent. They pretty much make to help you grow. They've got great products. We've been using them for years. They've been the main supporter of the channel since we had only 500 subscribers. They've been a supporter of the channel and a sponsor. So thanks again, Mars Hydro. Please remember to use the link in the video description below. Use our code, get a discount. We get kickback. Much appreciated. All right, that's enough. Okay. Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Grow Tent. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So the last time we've had I think 6 episodes so far of the making feminized cannabis seeds at home videos, and this is going to be the original part that we filmed, and of course the dog starts barking. This is going to be the original part that we filmed, and this is our follow-up where we filmed the first half, and obviously we couldn't film the second half of it because we didn't know how well it worked yet. And today we're going to go over that, what I thought about it, how I think it compares to the other versions where you're with colloidal silver by itself, or you're going to use them both in combination. And then we can also, maybe we can throw rodentization in there too. I don't think we have to, because I mean that's a natural thing of the plant's life. We're just using certain stressors to get the plant to do it, and you don't get very much pollen that way, but it will work. And we'll leave rodentization out. That could probably be a whole separate video we could do. But today, oh my goodness, yelling down there. So what were my thoughts on it? It's not my favorite way, so I would say that. My favorite way, so I've done it all 3 ways. So we've done it where it's just STS spray now, we've done it where it was just colloidal silver now, and then we've done it where it was a combination of the both. And my favorite way is definitely, it's not even close, it's the combination of both, where we'll use the STS spray for the last week of veg. We go down there, we spray it once in the morning, once in the evening. I really wish this wasn't the case, because it's way easier if you just use STS spray, because you only spray it once every 5 days from the day 1 of flower through day 30 of flower, so you only spray it 5 times, or is it 6 times? No, 5 or 6 times the whole time. Whereas whenever you do it in combination with both, or use just colloidal silver, you have to go in there and spray it 2 to 3 times a day for 3 weeks straight. So I would have been very happy if the STS spray was worked as good as I would hope it did, but it didn't. And I actually sent a message to the company, and I got like a 5-word response, and it's like, yeah, sometimes it takes longer sometimes it takes plants longer to get all the pollen in. So I waited, and we didn't get more. We still got some pollen, as you saw in some of the videos. It's just not as much as I would have liked, but we still did get a good amount of pollen. It's just not like whenever we did it with STS spray and colloidal silver, it looked like there was male plants in there. There was so much pollen. So one of the things that comes up whenever I do it with just colloidal silver or just the STS spray, so now both the same, you'll get, let's say we sprayed 2 or 3 branches, or just for argument's sake, let's just say we sprayed 1 branch. So we sprayed the 1 branch, and we get a ton of pollen sites. So a ton of pollen sites, it doesn't even look like a female plant, just male pollen sites everywhere. Whenever I do it with just the colloidal silver or just the STS spray, only like 1 in every 10 or 1 in every 15 of those sites actually has any pollen in it. Now, the nice part is that the sites that do have pollen in them, they get a ton of pollen. You can literally do almost an entire tent with just the amount of pollen off of a few of those sites. So one of the big things I have, which the bad part about it is, since all those sites aren't filled with pollen, what happens is you have to sit there and methodically check them for which one does have pollen, and it's a painstakingly pain in the ass process. So instead of just being able to go in there and knock some pollen off of one of them, get your brush, and then paint the ones that you want, you have to sit there and go through all these empty ones. So you have like your little pin or whatever, and you just sit there and push your little card under it, and you have to sit there and knock off. Nope, that one's empty. you know, you have to sit there and hit each of these pollen sites, and it's like empty, 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 empty. Up, got pollen. Collect it, and then start painting again, and then go back through and do the exact same thing. And since you have a bunch of these that are empty, you have to sit there and go through and do this all the time, where you're like, oh, empty, and, you know, you have to sit there and go through them all the time. It's really a pain in the butt. So I can't say that STS spray is my favorite by itself. Works the same with colloidal silver. Whenever it's by itself, you get like 1 in every 10, 1 in every 15. The nice part is, though, when you use them in conjunction, now that I've done all three, I like to talk, I want to, you know, express about it. So now that I've done all three at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but I've done all three of them. The combination works the best, hands down. It's not even close. If you're doing an STS spray for the last week of veg, and then the colloidal silver for the first 2 weeks of flower, the amount of pollen that I get off whenever I do it that way versus just them single the other way, the pollen from, it's like 80% better whenever you're using them in combination than them by themselves. Now, that's not to say they don't work. They obviously do work. We got pollen, just, it's a pain in the butt process to go through there and collect it like that when a bunch of them are empty. So if you ever were doing this and you were like, well, why is I have a bunch of sites that are empty. It's not that they're all empty. You just have to sit there and methodically go through there and find the ones that have pollen in them. So that's a big thing whenever you're doing this, is you have to go through, you have to find the ones that do it. It's a painstaking process. And I find it easier whenever you're using a combination of both the STS spray and the colloidal silver. So those are my thoughts on it. Will it work? Yes. Can it be does it save you time with not having to spray as much? Yeah, but you have to, it makes up for it whenever you gotta go back through there and collect the pollen. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed episode, I guess we'll call this episode 0, because I think we already started with episode 1. That was months ago at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed the series of making these. It's been a blast doing the Atomic Smash Cake, and I'll see all you guys later. Hope everybody has a fantastic week, month, rest of the year. I'll see you guys later. GT out.